Hello and welcome back to Mr. Mayor's Book Chats. First book today I'm going to talk about is The Tattooist of Auschwitz. So this is a story that is based on a true story. And in April 1942, Lali Sokolov, a Slovakian Jew, was transported to Auschwitz. And when his captors discovered that he could speak several languages, he was put to work as the tattooer. He was tasked with permanently marking his fellow prisoners, giving them the tattoos that would mark them. So he was in prison for about 2.5 years, and he witnessed the horrific atrocities and barbarism that was taking place in the concentration camp, but also incredible acts of bravery and resilience. And he showed that in his position. He had a little bit of power, and he would risk his own life to exchange jewels and money from the murdered Jews to trade for food that he would give to people in his barracks. But the story early on in this is one day he comes across a woman named Gita, and he is giving her a tattoo, and they make eye contact, and from then on he realizes that he has to get out of Auschwitz, and so does Gita, because he is instantly in love with this woman, and this drives him to survive, to be resilient, and it's kind of their story of resilience. So if you like history and reading about the Holocaust, check this one out. The next 4 books I have not read, but they're new to the library, but they all sound super interesting. They're on my to-be-read list. First one is called We'll Fly Away by Brian Bliss, and it's about 2 friends growing up in a small town in North Carolina, and they belong to families that are not great. There's abuse, they are poor, inattentive, and Luke and Toby kind of depend on each other to get through life, to get through high school. And it's both of their dreams to get out of this small town, to go on to future better things. But from the very first page, you realize that Luke is writing to Toby from death row. So something happened between high school and Luke ending up on death row. So there's alternating chapters, kind of a before and after, what leads up to him writing those letters. So it's kind of an interesting premise. So check that one out. This is getting a lot of reviews say if you like the book One of Us is Lying, that kind of mystery, check that one out. Also, this one is also, if you like One of Us is Lying, check this one out, People Like Us. So this is about a girl named Kay Donovan that has kind of a shady past. You don't know a lot about her past, but she wants to get away from it. So she enrolls in an all-girls boarding school and kind of reinvents herself as this cool, mean girl type that everyone wants to be friends with. She quickly becomes the captain of the soccer team and kind of ringleader of her friend group. And like I said, they're a little bit mean girls. Well, the story starts with a tradition, skinny dipping in the lake after the first dance. Except it doesn't go quite the way they want it to, because Kay's best friend Bree jumps in to discover a dead body in the lake. And then the next day, an email shows up in Kay's inbox from the dead girl, kind of blackmailing her about her past and saying, if Kay doesn't complete this task on the list, each item on the list, her secret and kind of her past will be sent to her parents and the police and every student at her new school. So it's kind of a scavenger hunt that she has to complete these tasks or her past will come out. The next 2 books are nonfiction, and they are essays. This first one is called Life Inside My Mind, and it's a collection of 31 young adult authors like Ellen Hopkins and Lauren Oliver. And talking about their experiences with mental illness, everything from ADD to PTSD to depression. It's kind of got everything in there. And they're short. It's kind of their true life events from writers of this generation for teens, and kind of taking aim at getting rid of the stigma of mental illness, saying, you know what, this is what we've dealt with, this is how we've dealt with it, and maybe this will help you if you're dealing with this, or if your friends are dealing with this, or if your family members are dealing with it, that to get it out there, to talk about it, that it's okay, that there is not just you. And then the last book is called Resist, and it is kind of an introduction to social justice. It's short, little. There's 35 profiles of people that have stood up for justice, for people who have come across things that they don't agree with and they want to make a change. And it goes from people from Joan of Arc all the way to the students of Parkland. They, like I said, they're 2 to 3 pages. They are quick, easy to read. So if you've ever felt like, you know what, I don't really agree with this, I want to make a change, check this one out. Maybe it'll give you a little bit of inspiration. All right, as always, if you read any of these books, come find me, tell me how they were, visit me in the library. Thanks.